So you washed your hands now. Now you got a beer. Now you got 2 beers.
Have to cool down the hands because it's so damn hot. What are we going to listen to now?
Hello guys, this is Tobias and
Tue Madsen
and we are at
and Farm Studio.
Once again. This is all about how to track and mix metal guitar. So you wash your hands, you got a beer, now we're gonna play some guitar, and you actually have, I counted, 9 guitars.
I'm gonna play this old guy that's been with me since '87, I think, through EVH 5150, and I got 2 cabinets hooked up. My old furry Marshall cabinet, which is in there, and I got a La Boga cabinet hooked up in the sauna, and I think I'm only gonna use one of them. But since they're set up, I might as well record both of them because maybe I feel different tomorrow when we're mixing.
And why this today? Why not one of the other 8 guitars?
Because it's awesome. And it's a Volvo. And no, I think I love all my guitars, and they all sound different. And I just feel that this one is in better shape right now. I'll pick another one for solos because of different pickups and a whammy bar. This one has a whammy bar, but it's blocked, so it doesn't move, which is also very good for tuning and for rhythm guitars.
And before it became a Sud Volvo guitar, what was it?
It was an ESP Mirage Custom.
All right.
And it used to have this color.
Yeah.
I was just too lazy to remove all the mechanics. So.
And why the 5150 head?
The 5150 is amazing for metal.
Yeah.
But a lot of amps are amazing for metal. And it's a matter of combining sometimes the right pedal with the right amp. All these amps that I have here could be used. I got the rectifier, the Engel Savage, which sounds in a lot of ways pretty similar to the 5150. The Marshall is a very old school, more like AC/DC type distortion. But if you put the right pedal in front of it, like a Tube Screamer or the 33 pedal, the Meshuggah thingy here, it can sound just as wicked as any of the high gain amps. And I got all these Randall Salvation Audio modified modules that have like millions of different sounds. And I'm not the kind of guy who thinks there's one guitar sound. I think there are millions, and I want to try all of them before I die.
Recording there's always a million options.
Yes.
It's all about the choice, I think, because otherwise an album can take 10 years and it should not take more than a couple of months, I think.
Usually I'm not playing guitar. No. So usually I don't really care. If you're the guitar player, I'll ask you, what do you want? Yeah. What kind of sound do you want? And what puts a smile on your face is what we're going to go with. Yeah. And then it's my job to make it work. Because if you hear something when you're playing that sounds good to you, then it's going to make you play better. Yeah. And it's going to make a better album. That's the most important thing. And also in these days where a lot of people are tracking at home with a plug-in or something and serving people like me with a DI track and expect it to sound amazing when I reamp it. Well, if you're playing with a shitty sound when you're recording at home in your apartment, then your playing is gonna suck as well. Yeah. Say if you have tons of distortion in your plug-in, you might just start to just be nifty when you're playing instead of chucking it out. Yeah. And when that sound, that little hits a real amp, it doesn't sound good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's hear some rock and roll.
Okay.
So are you standing or sitting? Just out of curiosity.
My chief engineer is making it hard for me to sit sometimes, so...
Well, you don't have a strap, so it's going to be hard to, unless you get a strap.
I have a strap.
You have a strap. It's more rock and rollish to be standing, right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Mode. Tak. This is the La Boga cabinet we have inside in the sauna that we used for the guide tracks, which I actually think sounds really good.
I like it.
It has an 80K A51S microphone on it,
Yeah.
which was my favorite and my go-to microphone always for years and years. And this is the Marshall cabinet in the pool room.
Oh yeah.
Sounding very aggressive and very much like I like it.
Yeah.
It feels good to play it.
Bingo.
That's it.
Sounded like a guitar take to me.
But we need one more.
Like you're doubling it.
Yes.
Just because.
No, not just because. Because if you don't, you need like one guitar for each side, because otherwise you're not gonna get that pump, that wall of sound feel that is all important to metal.
So would you make it 2 or 3 rhythm guitars usually? And it's
will
just
do.
a doubling, straight up doubling?
Yes, no. I thought that I would throw in a harmony somewhere, but I haven't really figured it out yet, so I'm probably gonna punch that in later.
But if it's a doubling, it's supposed to be a duplicate.
But it's
right?
also nice to have the 2 sides go each its own way sometimes. So you have something that goes like the same, but then they do different things and come back like harmony-wise and stuff. For this, I'm gonna try the harmony. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah. And then let's try to hard pan those.
Sort of match.
Are you fiddling?
Yes.
Fiddle with a fiddle. I think it sounds badass with the 2 guitar pan left right.
Yes.
So now we have like a chord take. Then we need a solo.
And I think we need a bit of harmony guitars as well.
Okay.
Or some.
Because you're that type of guy.
Well, just to make it more of a chorus, for instance. Like here we could throw in a guitar that goes a little something like this.
Me like a long time.
And then you could, of course, just put a bunch of chorus on that, or you can go for natural chorus and play it again.
Like a straight up doubling.
Yes. That'll.
So you're gonna fly that, or you're gonna play it twice?
I'm gonna play it twice.
Because that's the proper way to do it.
Yes, and because when you don't fix everything, and I don't, then you always have the risk that it's not going to sit the same the second time. But also because I just like to play guitar, so why would I be doing this if I could be doing this? Yeah. We could throw in a little taste.
Cool.
That's a little nice thingy.
That's A2 part, right?
Yes.
Can you start playing?
I think we are around.
That part.
Yeah.
You know the movie Hitchcock, right?
Yes.
Not Hitchcock, Psycho. There's the scene, the classic. Yeah, the knife kind of scene.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Can we try that?
Do something like that. That'll work nicely. Maybe start low and then fade in to increase the tension towards the end.
Would you choose another hit for the solo, another sound, or would you just go with what you already have?
Again, playing rhythm and solo is not the same thing. You kind of depend on a different type of distortion maybe for soloing. And I do have one pedal that I like to, like this is very edgy and this rhythm sound. And for soloing, can maybe be a little too much, annoying to the ear. If I turn on the wide pedal down there, it's gonna add some distortion, but also smooth it, like give it a thicker tone. Or I could choose a different amp, which will break up make the distortion break up in a different way, and therefore stand out from the rhythm sound in a different way.
What type of solo would be suitable for this our little song here?
Wow. Something Slayer.
Okay. Which pedals did you use for this track? If you used any?
None.
None?
Actually, that's a lie. I used the noise gate.
The one with the light in?
Yes, the one that's lighting up.
Yeah. Because otherwise you would have too much shh.
No, because that one takes care of that. I mean, listen now. It's completely silent.
Yeah.
And it is actually pretty loud.
What happens if you take it off? Then you get all that?
Yeah.
Which we don't like.
And if we do this, but I can still play.
Yep.
So it works really well.
It's kind of mandatory in metal because it's so gainish, right?
Well, depending. If some people like a lot of noise and breaks and stuff, but if you want silence, then yes.
Also, stadium rockers. I mean, it's gonna be a lot of.
Yeah, and if you're playing with delays or reverbs and stuff like that, all that noise is going to feed into the reverbs and the delays, and it's just going to build and make everything fuzzy and impossible to hear. But for some parts, it might be good.
And now we're gonna do a solo thing. Why this guitar?
It has a whammy. It has EMG, so the output is much louder and noisy. Maybe even add this pedal I was talking about. Now it's a little bit more.
It dies very fast, huh?
Yeah, and that's because of the noise gate, though. But I'll just loosen that up a little bit, and well, then I just have to play faster to avoid the noise gate from shutting. down.
But you don't use delay so much in metal music, right?
Actually, for soloing, I prefer delays, or maybe more than one delay to reverb, because I think reverb has a tendency to make everything clouded. And even when I was playing guitar, I didn't have a reverb in my guitar rig. I had the 2290 from TC as my delay thing, and that's what I used for everything, because it allowed my playing to still be clear, but then still have that ambience of something else playing, but without clouding up everything I did. That was great. Nobody heard anything I played. It could be a solo.
It could be a solo, right? You want to do another one?
Yeah, I kind of
want to stick with this one?
I don't want to seem like a princess, but let's see if this is any better. That was pretty cool.
I think it helped that you could actually hear yourself.
Yes.
So let's stick with this one. You need to double the other ones, but we can do that later.
Yeah. Actually, I have a different idea for the chorus that we could try. Putting some harmony guitars instead. I was thinking doing something like. I forgot about the ending. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Something like that. Mm-hmm. This is pretty much how I would leave it, like for recording.
Then you do the mixing and the
yes.
mixing.
I mean, the everything is set up in a way that we are creating the mix already when we start recording the drums. I'm aiming for the end result.
Yeah.
When you start playing the first time.
Yeah.
Usually now we have to, keep it snappy and not waste time. But usually I would set it up with all the effects I had in my mind already when I'm recording, so that we're recording with the sound and the chorus or reverb or echoes and stuff that we're planning on using in the mix. I didn't do that now because I know we're also going to be doing the metal mixing session. Generally, it's about getting everything played right and get your ideas, create some dynamics. It's not the most dynamic music in the world. When you're playing with the sound, like, it's no difference between kong kong and so we're creating dynamics in the music by adding harmony guitars or solos or ups and downs, maybe taking the guitar out for a part and let the bass shine a little if the song requires it. Stuff like that, yeah.
I think it actually turned into a pretty cool song, this little riffing thing. And that will conclude tracking and mixing metal guitar. Coming up next will be tracking and mixing metal vocals. So stay tuned.